Jude Bellingham with an absolute masterful, a delightful, a splendid, absolutely exquisite, world-class performance tonight in an England shirt. This man has had, he's 20 years of age. He's had an absolutely stellar start to his career with his number being retired at Birmingham, being a star at Dortmund, moving to Real Madrid. And in my opinion, for a new sign, no one's had an impact like this at Real Madrid from a new signing position, scoring this many goals as by the way, a midfielder this early. And then his performance tonight in the oldest international football match around. Some will say it's a friendly. It's not a friendly. England-Scotland is never a friendly. If you are not familiar with the national rivalries and how far back the beef between the two countries go, not just on a football pitch. Where have you been? Read a book, God damn it. And Jude Bellingham tonight put in one of the best individual England performances I've seen in a long time. The beauty and the excitement surrounding this performance is, in my opinion, still the tip of the iceberg of this young man. The tip of the iceberg. A lot of people looked at him for a while as being this central midfielder that would kind of dominate games. He isn't that for me. He'll dominate and influence games, but from his best position, which is attacking midfield or number 10 or in the hole, or, whatever you want to pigeonhole that position as. It doesn't really matter. Certain words now will be more trendy than previous generations, but they all amount to exactly the same thing. And tonight, he was out of this world. It's where he must play for Madrid, and it's certainly where he must play for England. Nobody else should be in that position when it really matters. His technical ability, his touch, his ability to use that left and that right foot. He can drive forward with the ball and carry it. He can pass and break lines, both with the inside and outside of his foot. His athleticism and speed means he can shift the ball and his body weight very quickly and move the ball out with passes or maybe with a dribble. For a man his size, he shouldn't be able to move that quickly, and he does. You've got the physical element to add on top of that as well. And at just 20 years of age, he doesn't have experience right now, even though his reading of the game is very, very good. And his goal, yes, there was some fortuitous elements to it, but the jinking, the ducking, and the diving, and the skill on the left-hand side that sets up the cross that leads to his goal, and then the instinct that cannot be taught to follow after releasing the ball, to move into the box and to follow the play, gets him his chance. And the touch and the turn and the run and the weight of pass to set up the winner to make it 3-1 for Harry Kane was nothing short of majestic. It was spellbinding. It truly was. Now I'm going to get back. England overall tonight impressed me in large areas. And I want to be fair and consistent because I've really criticized them of late. And I think we were better tonight. By the way, in my opinion, at the minute, Scotland are better than Ukraine. Scotland are in great form. They've been really playing well in the group stages for the Euros. Top in a group, by the way, that has Spain and Norway in it. But England tonight, starting Marcus Rashford, did two things. One, the partnership that he had throughout the majority of the game with Bellingham was brilliant. And that is something we need to see the manager work on. It's a great relationship. I think if you have Saka back in that team, it gives us something else, even though Phil Foden had a good game. But the reason why Rashford's inclusion was so important is when I watched England versus Ukraine, nobody wants to run off the shoulder. Nobody wants to keep doing what Rashford does, and that's making runs in behind. That pulls defenders out of position. You can't have a whole team that does what Rashford does, and you can't have a whole team trying to take the ball to feet like Kane and Foden and Jude Bellingham want. There has to be a blend and a mix. And Rashford gave that to England tonight. And they were very, very good. I think it was a right substitution to take him and Foden off because I think they'd run themselves into the ground. And when you have a bench as strong as England, then you have the ability to do that. Eze should have put us 3-1 up before Kane did. I remember thinking of that chance The amount of times Rashford made that run tonight and no one found him, they give it to Eze, who's not as good a finisher at this moment in time as Rashford. It could have been a different story. But it was excellent to see. I thought Declan Rice had a tremendous game. Lewis Dunk at the back, excellent again. But I still have my question marks over Gareth Southgate. I still felt at the beginning of the second half we were too passive, and that felt as to be an instruction. In the first half, we moved the ball around relatively slowly around the back, and then we moved the ball in the middle, and the play would speed up. Bang, bang, bang. One touch, two touch football, trying to work that ball into the box. Where it was, Foden, Kane, Rashford, Bellingham, the play between those individuals, using the fullbacks in Trippier and Walker was excellent to see. It really was. In the second half, it was more passive, very, very slow. We didn't try and move the ball around enough. That was what worried me. A better team than Scotland would have punished us. They got back into the game, not just through the own goal, which I'll touch on in a moment, but they were building a little bit of ascendancy because we hadn't killed the game off. And England need to become more ruthless. And I think we need a new manager to be more ruthless. He is still a little bit of a yellow belly when it comes to really going for it. We should have gone out at the beginning of that second half, got the third, got the fourth, then became passive. You're never going to lose a lead that way. Southgate also needs criticising because Maguire was in the team. There was no need to bring him on. And you saw what the Scottish crowd was doing. And as much as tonight I've spoken about Bellingham and his ability, the relationships and chemistry of Rashford, and all of that is important. I haven't even mentioned Harry Kane's brilliant finish, by the way. So used to seeing it. The mentality is hugely important. England took Scotland's hearts very quickly in that game. They moved the ball very well, as mentioned. They pressed correctly, and they nullified Scotland to next to nothing. They dampened the crowd. They took the spirit away. Top goal scorer in European qualifiers, McTominay, their top goal scorer, McTominay, didn't look a threat because the ball weren't being worked into the right areas. Souness, by the way, talking about him today like he's fucking Clarence Seedorf. I like McTominay. I'm a Man United fan, but the way Souness was talking about him, like it's a disgrace he's not playing for Man United. Well, you saw why tonight. He was up against a Premier League standard team. Didn't do anything. But when Maguire came on, you gave the crowd something to root for. And they were, every time he made a pass. And that's because he's the ex-Man United captain, still at Man United, not playing, and he's in the England team. And it led to an absolutely needless and horrendous own goal. The ball was going to the goalkeeper. There was no one in behind him. There was no need for him to touch that ball. But Maguire is so, in my opinion, so mentally damaged as a footballer that he's making mistakes that even by his standards, I'm going to say it, are uncharacteristic. When you look at Maguire at his best, first 18 months at Man United, in an England shirt up until about a year ago, all of his time at Leicester, he wasn't making these kind of mistakes. Now they have become frequent, regular, and all too apparent. And I don't think it's because he's become a worse footballer. I think the mistakes that he maybe made and the pressure of Man United has broken him. He's cracked. And I don't think you're going to repair him by continuing to play him for England or play him at all for Man United. He needed to move on. If he goes, I'm telling you this now, I guarantee this. If he moves to West Ham in January, the entire world will stop booing and hissing and treating him like a pantomime villain. He could make more mistakes per game for West Ham, get picked for England, and nobody will care. And that lack of attention relieves the pressure. It's the pressure valve. At the moment, it's like a big boiler on a ship. And the pressure valve on Maguire is broken. And if that happens in real life, that ship's going down. That bang, that engine room is blowing up. There's no release valve for Maguire. But by the way, he's brought a lot of that on himself by not leaving Man United. He should have done it. And I'm telling you this now, this will be another area that Southgate will cost us games and cost us a chance of winning the Euros. He will bring Maguire and he'll play him. But I like Maguire. He never lets me down. He's going to continue to more and more. because every fan base out there now knows, just jeer him when he's on the ball. The man's under serious pressure. Let's make him crack. They don't care. Listen, rightly or wrongly, they don't care about his mental health. They don't care what he's going through. They want their football team, their nation, to win the game. And Southgate's got to step that up. As proud as I was tonight of the performances from Bellingham, from Rashford, of course, Captain Harry Kane, and many others, Phil Foden, Declan Rice, I can't look beyond the way we started the second half and the inclusion of Maguire. And the reason I can't look beyond them is because this manager's job is to win us the Euros, win us the World Cup. And if I can't see that happening, I'm a fool. I'm a fool to just sit here and go, well, we won a game, though. Winning games isn't everything. You have to believe that there will be an end result that will lead to a major trophy. You have to believe that will come. And I do not believe that's going to come with Southgate based on the decisions that he makes. People, I want your opinions. I want your thoughts. I want your feelings. Well done to Jude Bellingham tonight. Absolute star. Take care. Goodbye. God bless you.